Okay, so this was number 5. Now we're going to be going to number 4 of the top 5 arguments for the existence of the Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 4, take it away.
Number 4 has to do with biochemistry. Now suppose if you're traveling from Europe to United States of America. You just cannot travel, you have to have certain documents. And you have to enter through certain port of entry. And there would be some police, some guards standing up there, they will check your documents. So you have to have something. And once you land at the airport, you have to go to your house, you have to have some transportation. Maybe a car, and the car has to be safe enough so you don't, it protects you from the rain, wind, and all of that. And once you reach inside the house, you have to have, certain way that you go inside the house. And you have to travel by highways, correct? So if you take that analogy, my dear friend Eddie, each single cell is more complicated and more efficient than any city or any nation or the whole world combined. Each single cell.
Wow.
Each cell has a cell membrane, and that cell membrane has special points of entry. And there are guards up there, special proteins and enzymes that only let certain chemicals in and certain chemicals out, number 1. For those chemicals that are taken in, they have to go to their destination. So there are special highways which are called as cytoskeletons within the cell. Just imagine this. And then those cells, they have certain semis or certain trucks that takes those chemicals to their proper destination. And each cell and each of those vesicles or those transportation systems, they have a GPS system just to make sure that chemical has to go to the right destination. And after they reach there, the trucks, they don't just stand up there within the cell. They have to be loaded off. So there are special chemicals that load them off.
This is all in our body?
All in our body, all the 50 trillion cells, they are working day in and day out. This kind of a process.
Amazing. Subhanallah.
Yes. And again, let's take this to a higher level now. Suppose once you reach your home, you want to buy a book from Amazon, for example.
Yes.
Now Amazon doesn't publish the books, it only packages and it sends the books, ships the books out. So within each cell, you have a plant that produces the proteins, which are the ribosomes. Then you have a plant that packages, just like Amazon, you have the Golgi apparatus that packages the plant in such a way that in the mail it doesn't get damaged. It reaches the proper destination. Right? Now, once you're inside the house, you have to have the lights, you have to have electricity to function your computer, your television, and all the appliances. So within each cell, you have a plant house or a power plant which is called the mitochondria that supplies all the energy to the whole cell and the whole body. All right? Now, once we are inside the house, sometimes we have to dispose some of the garbage, and garbage trucks, they pick up each day, each week of the day,
yes,
of the year, right?
Yes.
You have to have that. If you don't, then it's going to be health hazard, whatever,
yes,
to the city and to the house. In the same way, there are certain chemicals which are called lysozymes inside the cell that are the garbage disposable units of the cell.
All this is working in the body?
In the body, inside each single cell.
And you don't even have to pay the workers inside?
You don't have to pay at all. It's all free, my dear brother. Yeah. Yes. So look at it. A full functional city inside each single cell.
Wow.
Day in and day out, more efficient and more complicated than Paris, London, Chicago, or Rome for matter.
But the same way you wouldn't assume if you saw those electric poles and all those power lines going to their proper places, if you had that same setup, like you said, Paris, or even a small community for that amusement park, and you see all the different rides and the roller coasters, the houses, 2 flats, everything is set up, and you ask, who's the developer? Oh, it just popped up like this. We wouldn't accept that, would we?
We won't, obviously. That would be impossible. Just like they said that Rome was not built overnight, right?
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't built overnight. So it took intelligent human beings for a long number of days and weeks and years to build Rome, one city.
Yes.
How can we imagine that this complicated city, which is the cell, was built by chance without any intelligence?
And from what you're telling us, this cell is more complex than any amusement park, any two-flat, any big skyscraper, any city, any of these things.
Not just complicated, more efficient.
More efficient also.
Yeah, not every complicated thing is good or efficient, but cell has two characteristics, complicated and efficient.
It's bizarre how and to what lengths some people will go, but it's amazing. I heard a story once I'd like to share, maybe you've heard it too, when one of the great scholars of Islam, he was having a dialogue with some atheists, and they had made a appointment to meet at a certain time and place. He was purposely late, and then they asked him, they said, why are you late? You're supposed to be a Muslim, you're supposed to be punctual, what's going on? He said, you know what? I came across a bridge and it was broke and I couldn't cross. And they said, well, how'd you get here? He said, well, all of a sudden all the nails and the wood and everything came together and I crossed over. They said, man, you're crazy. Get out of here with that. He said, I'm crazy. He said, what about you? Look at this universe and everything in it and the cells like you're mentioning, and you're saying this came by chance? You're the one that's got something loose, not me. And I think